In this video, we will see how to manage refurbishment projects through the use of phases. We'll show how to assign existing, proposed and demolition status to objects, and also see how to create existing, proposed and demolition views using phase filters. Let's start by opening the file Project Phasing. And we're looking at the Level 1 existing view, which shows the existing layout of this building. And it's proposed that we'll build an extension around the corner here and also carry out some changes to the internal layout in this area here. To help us manage this, we'll use the phases. So from the Manage Ribbon tab, on the Phasing panel we can choose Phases. And here we can see we have two phases within this project, an existing and new construction phase. And these are created in time order, so we see past at the top and future at the bottom. And we have the option to insert more phases either before or after the current phase, and combine phases with the previous or the next phase should we need to. We have phase filters, and this allows us to control the display of objects. We can see that phasing assigns either new, existing, demolished or temporary status to our objects. And then the filter will control how each of those objects will be displayed. So for example, the Show All phase filter will leave new objects to be displayed by category. However, it will override the existing, demolished and temporary objects. Whereas the Show Complete filter will leave both the new and the existing objects to be displayed by category, and it will turn off the demolished and the temporary objects so they're not displayed in the view. Where an object is set to be overridden, those overrides are defined in the Graphic Overrides tab. And we can see the existing objects are set to be greyed out slightly with their cut patterns hidden. Demolished objects are turned red with dashed lines, and once again their cut patterns are switched off. If a new object is overridden, it's shown in black but with a black solid fill. And temporary objects are shown in blue with a diagonal hatch pattern. So we'll choose OK to this and go back to our existing view. And looking at the properties of the view, at the bottom here we have a phasing panel. And we can see that the phase of this view is set existing and the phase filter is Show All. Selecting some of our objects and looking at their properties, we can see that these objects have been created in the existing phase. And this wall currently has not been demolished. When we create a new object in a view, the object will inherit the phase of that view. So as this is an existing view, if I go to the Architecture ribbon tab and choose to create a wall, and I'll just create a wall between these ones here. And now when I select this wall, we can see that that's adopted the existing phase of the view that it was created in. Looking at the area where we're going to build our extension, if I select one of the windows, we can see that this has been created in the existing phase. However, it's also been demolished in the new construction phase. So we'll go to the Level 1 New view. And we can see now that those windows are shown red as per the Show All phase filter, as they've been set to be demolished in this phase. We can also see the extension has already been created, and selecting one of these objects, we can see that that's created in the new construction phase. And as it's created in that phase, it won't be visible in the existing view because it's been created in a future phase. And we can see the existing objects in this new view are greyed out, as that's how the Show All phase filter has set them to be displayed. So looking at our internal layout, to assign an object to be demolished, we can either select it and then from its properties just choose the phase demolished to be the new construction phase. When we apply this, it will be shown as a demolished object. An alternative way of doing this is to go to the Modify ribbon tab and from the Geometry panel choose the Demolish tool. We can then select an object, and then that object will be set to be demolished in the current phase. And as we've chosen a wall, any hosted objects such as these two doors will also be demolished. I'll choose this door to be demolished too, and we can see that a new section of wall is placed in the opening where the door has been removed from. So we'll add a new door in to access the two rooms. So from the Architecture ribbon tab, we'll choose the Door tool, and we'll add a door into this room here. and one into this room down here. We can see that's also demolished a small section of existing wall in order to create the opening for the new doors. Now finally, we'll just add some new wall here. So choose the wall tool from the architecture ribbon tab, and we'll just add a partition across here to separate out those rooms. So that's our layout complete. We'll go back to the level 1 existing view to see that that hasn't changed, as the existing objects are still as we've left them. And the level 1 new view is showing us our demolished objects as well as our new objects. In order to create a temporary object, we need to add that into the new phase. So if we needed to create a temporary partition around this area while we carried out the demolitions, we'll go to the architecture ribbon tab and choose the wall tool. We'll choose a different wall type and now sketch this in where we need it for our temporary partition. And now to make it a temporary object, we need to demolish it in the same phase that it's been created in. So it's been created in the new construction phase. We'll go to the modify ribbon tab. From the geometry panel, we'll choose the demolish tool and demolish the new wall that we've just built. And this then sets this to be a temporary object. So with it selected, from its properties we can see it's both created and demolished in the same new construction phase. So this current view is showing us all of our objects and their different status. We have an existing view, so we'd like to show a view with the completed design. So to do this, we'll duplicate the level 1 new view and we'll rename this to be level 1 complete. So this level 1 complete view has the new construction phase assigned. And now we'll change the phase filter from show all to show complete. When we apply this, we can see the demolished and the temporary objects have been switched off, and that the existing and new objects are displayed by category. So now we can see our new internal layout without the demolished objects cluttering the view. And this makes it useful for us to compare these views. So we'll go to sheet A101. This is currently a blank drawing sheet. So now I'll come back to the views and we'll find level 1 existing and place this on the sheet. We can choose the level 1 complete and place this next to it for a comparison. And to help us understand the extent of works, we can take the level 1 new view and place this, which will show where our demolitions and temporary works need to take place. So that completes this video. And to recap, in this video, we've seen how to manage refurbishment projects through the use of phases. We've seen how to assign existing, proposed and demolition status to objects. We've also seen how to create existing, proposed and demolition views using phase filters.